0 to 60 can define a performance car, but it's the fastest 60 to 0 that's the aim of Tarok's brakes. From road cars to race cars, circuits, special stages, or the autostrada, nothing reduces speed like Tarok's brakes. Italy gave the world the art of Da Vinci and Michelangelo. Tarok's has given drivers the art of stopping. For more information and to acquire your own masterpiece, visit tarox.co.uk. Yes, it's me, Mike Stone, and this is the Backseat Driver Podcast.
I'd like to welcome back to the Backseat Driver Radio Show Andy Jones, a former guest who at the time was Mr. Mercedes through and through, but how things change, as we shall see as our conversation goes. Andy Jones, welcome back to the Backseat Driver Radio Show.
Hello Mark, good to be back.
Now, unlike the previous occasion when we were sat in the comforts of Studio One, we're now sat in the comforts of your home, which, as you know yourself, I've described to you as a living museum. The house is a homage to the car, the train, the clock, Petrolonia, and virtually anything else that's old and interesting. I mean, where did this passion for things old come from?
I think I grew up with it, really. I just found old stuff more interesting than modern stuff. And once I was able to start going to car boot sales and that, which I have done for many years, sadly not for quite a few months this year, I just like looking for stuff and finding it. It's great. And I love the nostalgia of it all. Quite wonderful.
I mean, the other thing is there's some fascinating things to be found. It's like the old road atlases and things like that. I mean, people thought nothing of them when they threw them out. Now they can't get enough of them because you can't find enough of them, can you? What the roads of England used to be like.
I know, you can date them by how few motorways are on them.
Yeah.
It's yes, I love old atlases, things like that, they're great.
Now, the other thing, as I said, when you first came on, you were Mr. Mercedes-Benz at the time. You had four of them, an SL, an E-Class, a CL55, which was what you call the SL sports car, and an AMG spec C-Class. To give those listening the precise idea, it was the same C-Class estate that Formula One used as a medic car. So let's put it this way, and I've been fortunate enough to drive this, a seriously quick Mercedes-Benz that doesn't look anything unusual. It's the perfect Q car. I mean, what got you into Mercedes-Benz to start with? Then we'll ask you what got you back out of Mercedes-Benz.
Well, I've still got one. I have no plans to not have one, but I bought, it was the old W123 that I knew someone had got one, and it was for sale. It'd done a lot of miles, and it'd been sat for about 10 years, so I bought that, and I thought, this is nice. Completely different to anything else I'd had. Needed a bit of bodywork doing, but we got that sorted. Then I went to a 124, that was very good. And then I went on to, I think it was the E-Class. Yes. Sold that later, then bought it back again. And I've recently sold it again. So I owned it twice. Nothing wrong with it, just wasn't using it really. But the thing that got me, I'm not out of Mercedes, because I still love the C32 AMG. It is, as you say, a seriously quick car. But it was when the plague hit town. We couldn't go to car shows. And we thought, well, we got these cars that I'm paying tax for, so we put them on Thorn, and you think, you get to the stage you think this is quite crazy. So I sold the CL just before we had the first lockdown, and that's with a friend of mine. He's very happy with it. But mainly because I'd had it about 18 months and I wanted something different, really. And then we sold the SL fairly recently. We had managed to get to one show in the summer, and that was it. But when I bought the Austin 7 last year, that was quite a game changer, because with these old cars, you take the show to the people.
Yeah.
Because every time you park it, people come up. And so we were getting up with the Austin 7 a lot, and you think, this is literally taking the car show to the people, and they were loving it. And
the interesting thing is, you bought the Austin 7 for two reasons. A, you'd always wanted one, and they are an icon of motoring. I mean, yours, little 1933 box saloon. I mean, the Austin 7 was what got the Brits out and about on the roads. But the thing that determined why an Austin 7, it's because it was the only car that would fit in your garage next to all the Mercedes.
That's right, because it was only about 4 foot wide. Yeah. And I actually made a little model garage out of cardboard and little model cars, and just in 2 dimensions. And I thought that will fit. And it came from South Norfolk, the Austin 7, and it was delivered. And I tried it. Sure enough, it did fit. Great. Then we had to learn to drive again because it was like nothing I'd ever driven. And in fact, you never really stopped learning to drive these old sort of vintage type cars.
Well, the one thing about the Austin 7 is, and I mean, we'd be fortunate, we've been out in it again this afternoon. 4-speed gearbox. They came in various varieties depending on what year and what model of Austin 7 you bought. Yours has synchro on 3 and 4 and it's crash on 1 and 2. The brakes. Somebody once laughingly described an Austin 7's brakes as full ABS, anything but stop. And I mean, I think one of the first things you encountered was when you were turning it round. After you and the guy who delivered it had worked out how you actually started one, you went down a hill to discover that, no, they actually don't stop at all well, don't these?
It was worrying, but I did manage to stop with the help of the handbrake. I have since adjusted the brakes on it. But
apparently the first time you adjusted the brakes, you did such a good job of them, it wouldn't reverse back up the driveway.
No, we've got a drive that slopes up to the garage, and it's even steeper when you go into the garage, and it wouldn't have it at all. and so I had to slacken it off again, which was a shame because they worked quite well going forwards.
Yeah.
So now it's a nice compromise. They work about as good as Austin 7 brakes.
So the compromise is it reverses all right, and with the use of a lot of foot brake, low gears, and as much handbrake as you can actually get out of the lever, it will come to a gentle halt.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, it's fine. And the pedal feels good on it.
Yeah. Well, it's there.
It's there. It's there. But, I mean, they're not very big brakes.
No. It's not a very big car. The surprising thing is, though, when you're in an Austin 7, they're actually quite roomy.
It's quite incredible. It's like a TARDIS in many ways.
Yeah.
Perhaps Doctor Who based his TARDIS on the Austin 7.
Well, I mean, they're just such a novel car. As I said, they got the English to drive. Besides your standard saloon, I mean, the Austin 7, the specials, the specials tend to be based on what you call the official factory-built car, the Ulster. But the specials are people who've taken a little saloon with bodywork well past its sell-by date and completely irreparable, put a little 2-seater sports body on, and they go under trials. They do all sorts of these little things, and they just never give up, do they? A little bit of modification to the engine, and away you go.
They usually put a Phoenix crank or something equivalent to that in it. I think they use Renault big end shells and stuff like this. And lots of modifications, but it's still basically an Austin 7 engine, and I mean they're getting over 60 out of these things.
Yeah, and the other interesting thing is, given the number of, shall we call them traffic calming measures, most cars you have to creep over them to stop the front turrets coming up through the bonnet. The Austin 7s don't really notice them because they were designed for roads that back when they were new, most roads didn't have a particularly good surface, which brings us full circle in 2020 that we now have roads that don't have a good surface. So the Austin 7 is actually one of the perfect cars for driving around modern roads in.
It is. You literally don't feel the bumps. It's quite incredible. We've tried it. There's a road near us with sleeping policemen or whatever you call them. And,
are they not now police persons? One has to be politically correct these days. A police person.
They could be. And you go over it and it's quite incredible. You hardly feel you're doing it.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Then after the Austin 7, you rekindled some of your, I won't say your youth, but some of your early motoring because you bought a Series 2A Land Rover, 1968 model, and all of a sudden your enthusiasm for classic Land Rovers has returned with a passion.
Well, yes, it's great. Needed a bit of tinkering when I first bought it, I couldn't drive into the drive in one go from the road, and I had to adjust the stop lock bolts. Once I'd done that, which was very easy, I could then drive in one continuous go from the road straight up the drive, which was very useful. Previously I'd owned Series 1 Land Rovers and a very early Range Rover, but sold them about 30 odd years ago.
What made you want one back? Nostalgia.
Yes,
Yeah.
nostalgia. And I thought, well, that's nice. I couldn't think of a reason not to buy it. So I bought it.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a good one. It's on a rebuilt, as a galvanised chassis and all that. So, very good. Love it. It's great.
Is it a vehicle you use a lot? I mean, I know you use the Austin 7 a lot. It's become quite a familiar sight around Ross-on-Sea, especially in the supermarket car parks. You go out in the morning or something like that, and away you go in the Austin 7. In the afternoon, you nip out to do a few errands. It's the Land Rover.
Can be, yeah. Depends on what order they are parked on in the garage and what the mood is. And but it goes out quite a bit, the Land Rover, yeah. It's good.
And then, a few months ago, you fulfilled an ambition, because where you grew up was Coventry, was it not?
It's born and bred in Coventry, yes.
And you have always had, or had, shall I say, get it correct, Steve, you've always had an urge and a passion to own a Riley.
Yes.
What is it about Rileys?
Well, they, to this day, they still have the annual Coventry Rally, the Riley Register. And as a teenager, my parents took me to it, and I thought, these cars are fabulous. And I went quite a few times. I even bought a badge and a book in 1973, and I've still got them. And I didn't really think too much. I had a lifetime of sort of Triumphs and old Jaguars and various cars, and I always assumed that Rileys were very expensive. And not all of them are, it seems. And then, so all these years later, I saw this Riley Gamecock, which is an open two-seater with a Riley 9 engine, but it's got the factory uprated twin carburettor engine. It's about 1187cc, but it's a very clever engine. It's twin cam, and the camshafts are they're not at the top, they're sort of high up in the block, and there's little short push rods that work them. You've got a hemispherical head on it, valves at 45 degrees, and this thing was seriously impressive. It was designed in 1926, I think it was. My car's a 32, about 40 brake horsepower. It doesn't sound a lot now, but for the time it was. And once I saw it, I had to have it. And you have to get used to the crash gearbox.
Yeah, 4-speed, no synchromesh on any gear.
Nothing, no. Very nice gear change. The clutch is...
And the other thing, just to confuse you, it's a mirror H pattern. First where third will be, seconds where fourth will be, thirds where first will be, and seconds is where fourth will be. You have to remember you're operating a mirror image of the gearbox gate that you used to.
When you drive it with that, it actually seems more logical.
It does actually. I drove it earlier on today, and it's actually a really nice gearbox to drive. Short gear lever, short throw. The little Riley Gamecock is a sports car, isn't it? From back in its day, it was a sports car.
It is, and I can fit in it. Which I can't fit in the MGTC type thing. I spent 5 minutes trying to get in one. Can't. I'm just too tall for it. My legs just won't go in. But this, I've got actually too much leg room. I can't put the seat all the way back.
Yeah.
So it was designed for tall people.
And the other interesting thing, when you're out in it, you just described a lot of the things the Riley Gamecock's engine actually has fitted to it, which a lot of modern manufacturers will be boasting, look at what we've done to our car, look at what our engine does. And a lot of the buyers, shall we say, succumb to this marketing thinking, oh, look at this great new innovation. And this great new innovation came out in 1926. Exactly. It's just the old stuff recycled.
It is. It's amazing what was developed all those years ago. And when you drive the Riley, apart from having a non-synchro box, the steering's in the same place, your pedals are in the same place, and the steering feels very good, I think. And it handles quite nicely, and
it keeps up with modern traffic.
Yes, it will. Yeah, it will.
The Austin 7, absolutely airy flatters, downhill, favourable wind, what do they call it, balls to the wall, 49 miles per hour. If you're doing quite well, the Riley will just potter on at normal speeds up to like 60 and just beyond, won't it?
Yes, it will. It will. So it is usable.
Yeah,
more usable, but it gets a lot of attention. As soon as you park it, it's amazing. the attention you get, as you found out today.
Yeah. Everybody, that's the one thing about it. Everybody likes vintage cars, don't they? People stop and just want to look at it or ask questions or take a photograph of it. People just love these beautiful old vintage cars.
They love them because it's not something they see every day.
No. Does a Land Rover get the same attention?
I'll say the Austin 7 and the Riley's about the same, and the Land Rover a little bit behind.
Yeah.
People do look at it. I do get the odd person, but it's nothing like the Riley and the Austin 7.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
But the one thing about all these vehicles are, you were saying this morning, in comparison to the Mercedes-Benz, these are cars that you have to drive. They will do what you want them to do, but you've got to instruct them and make them. You said compared to the Mercedes-Benz, which is like driving a computer game.
It just seemed like it's probably a bit unfair to the Mercedes because it is a 18 years old, but it is a full AMG. So the thing with that is the power of the engine.
Yeah, it's just short of 400 brake horsepower.
354 to be precise. So yeah, so you've got to drive it with respect, but it is incredibly easy to drive.
Yeah,
but when you go in a vintage type car, and to some degree the Land Rover, you've got to steer them properly.
Well, the Land Rover used to steer it in a straight line. They're not all fond of straight lines, aren't early Land Rovers?
But it's a great satisfying feeling when you get the gear changes right and it doesn't crunch. And that was a good one. And then you think, well, that wasn't a good one. But
that seriously wasn't a good one.
Exactly. So the Austin is particularly prone to being in the right mood for letting you get into a gear or not.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to get into first. I don't want to know. You just sat there and you think, I'll try and put it into third and that might release it. Don't want to know that either. And then you release the clutch and press it and release it, and sometimes okay, I'll do it then. By that time you've done that, the lights have changed to red again.
Yeah. So you sit with it in gear and then you don't have to go through it again.
That's the problem, but you don't really want to sit with it in gear riding the clutch, but when you do, it's compromise, isn't it?
So, but I mean, it's just interesting, somebody who's gone from all those Mercedes-Benz, I mean, like the CL55 was a true Autobahn blaster. I mean, that was designed to travel thousands of miles across continental Europe, and with the minimum of effort and input from its driver. And you've gone from that to cars that require anything and everything that they do. You've got to have a lot of input into them.
I mean, the CL was so good, and it had the ABC suspension, so you didn't feel you were going around the bends, you didn't feel you were accelerating. When I bought the C32 Estate, that felt wonderful because you could feel what it was doing.
Yeah.
And so I thought, well, if I'm going to keep one of these, that'll be the one I keep.
Yeah.
And I can put the odd lawnmower in the back if I wanted. and nobody knows what it is because it's just a silver estate car, and I love it for that.
Yeah.
Like you said, it's a cute car.
Yeah.
No, nobody knows what it is, but the driving pleasure. Go out for a blast in the Riley or the Austin, and you really feel you've accomplished something.
Yeah.
Especially if you manage crunch-free gear changes. And
the other thing that keeps you on your toes in the Riley and the Austin, and you're constantly pointing this out to me. One or two of you out there will know I have a Morgan. And Morgans actually do come with heaters and hi-fis in them. It's pointed out on a regular basis to me by Andy. I'm not a serious motorist because even though I drive a Morgan, it's got too many luxuries in it. I mean, that's the one thing with a Riley, etc. The heat comes in from the engine.
Eventually.
I mean, they keep you on your toes by virtue of the fact, like out today, they're definitely chilly to be out and about in, aren't you? You definitely need big jackets on and things like that.
Well, you do. It's probably about 3 or 4 degrees today, I think.
Yeah.
And so it's not the best of times, but we're out there with these old cars. It was even raining a bit, but we were dry in there. I mean, it's the amazing thing. With the Riley hasn't got a side screens with it, but with the roof up, and that little bit of heat from the floor coming up, you're all right in it, really.
Yeah.
And you really feel you're alive. Great.
And the other thing is about vintage cars. I mean, you remember the Vintage Sports Car Club. People might remember that I had Tanya Brown, the secretary of the VSCC, on a few months ago. and the Riley Register and the Austin 7 Clubs. These old cars, like the Land Rover, these old cars there's very, very enthusiastic and active clubs for them all. But everything is more or less available still for these cars, isn't it? I mean, like the Riley, you've got John Lomas at Blue Diamond Riley Services and other such places. And like a classic and vintage car dealer down south, Robin Lawton, you went on social media and said there was something that you wanted. Did anybody have? And he immediately came back and said, I'll have a route through some of my old box of tackle and send you up what I find. John Lomas, you needed some filters and bits and pieces. Within 2 or 3 days, everything you want for these vehicles is there.
Yeah, it is. I mean, there will be some certain things which are hard to find, but I think everything to keep them running, especially Austin 7 and to some degree the Riley, there will be out there to do it.
Yeah.
And the knowledge of what to do, you know. And the Facebook groups are very helpful for this.
Yeah.
So
I mean, you ask a question and all of a sudden the answer comes back tenfold as to what you need to do, and the specialist will come back and say, and we can supply you with some of that as well if you want.
Exactly. So it's wonderful. And there's great camaraderie with these things, you know. Brilliant.
And okay, if you want to, you can take them to a garage to be done. But the one thing about the vintage cars is they are so simple. You open the bonnet, and there is, like we said, there's at times a very advanced engine, but everything's there. You can work on it,
and there's lots of room around it as well.
Yeah.
I mean, when I've been, I was adjusting the brakes on the Riley, and to look at it, and there's various rollers that the cables go around. You've got to make sure they're all lubricated, and you undo a wing nut on the floor panel. That's it. Out it comes. There is everything. I mean, if you want to look at the gearbox to top it up, all you have to do is lift up the carpet, and there's nothing underneath it except the gearbox. There it is. Couldn't be easier, really.
Yeah.
You know. So.
What was interesting, you were saying on the Riley, the oil filter is just a big piece of mesh.
It's a big piece of mesh. Same on the Austin 7. But when the Riley, I thought I'd better do the oil change on it, because I don't know when it was last done. So I took the sump off. You have to take the whole sump off. Not as hard as it sounds. And actually it was very clean in there, but there wasn't a filter at all. So I ordered one and fitted it. You just put it in.
Yeah.
And that's it. You have to cut a hole in it for the dipstick and for the the pipe from the oil pump itself, but that was very easy to do.
Yeah.
And you put it back together with a new gasket and tighten the ring up, and there you go. Put the new oil in.
And they are simple. They're simple to work on. I mean, a few weeks ago, I had Heritage Skills Academy on, and the number of young people that want to learn how to work on old cars. And I think the great thing about them, as you were just saying, they are simple to understand. You can open the bonnet. Everything is there. You're not having to remove God knows how many plastic shrouds, unplug various electrical connectors, hope they've got the right laptop to plug it into and everything else. It's there.
Yeah, exactly.
And a lot of the time, the fine adjustment of a lot of these things were with big spanners and such like, weren't they?
Yeah, I did buy a set of big Whitworth spanners and that, which are very useful. Again, that was an Austin 7 workshop, I think it's called, over Norfolk way, and brilliantly helpful chap. Really great. So, very pleased. So, you've got so many specialists all out there ready to help you.
Yeah. And the other thing is, and you follow, shall we say, one of my edicts. I mean, we're chatting here now. I mean, it's deepest, darkest December at this moment in time. I mean, it'll be a couple of weeks before this interview goes out. But you, as I say, you use these cars all the time. It doesn't. They don't go under a cover or anything like that, thinking, heaven forfend they see the winter roads. You get out in them every day, don't you? You just use them.
Yeah, I do. Which I didn't do with the Mercedes SL and the CL because they were absolutely mint, and I was we were more cautious of them, but to be honest, it takes the fun out. You think, I hadn't better take this out in the rain, I hadn't better take that out in the rain. But these cars, they've lasted 80 odd years.
Yeah.
A bit of rain isn't going to hurt them.
No, they've seen plenty of it.
And when they're back here, they're in the garage has got a little heater in it. It's got a dehumidifier going, so you know it's looking after them.
Now, the other thing is that you're into, of course, are clocks and steam railways. I mean, did this come before or after the cars or with the cars? But I mean, your fascination with old mechanical things never ceases, does it?
No, there's a few lawnmowers as well. But I've always
By the way, I had the British Lawnmower Racing Association a couple of months ago.
Yeah.
Fascinating lot.
Yeah. I got into model railways at a young age, as I think almost everyone of my age did, with the Hornby Double-O. From there, I progressed to, I was into the narrow gauge, I still am, like Festiniog Railway, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I did what was called 009, I've still got some of that. And then I got into the 16mm scale stuff, which is 16mm to the foot scale.
Yeah.
So if you run it on O gauge track, that's exactly 2 foot gauge, which is the Festiniog Railway, and I've got quite a few live steam models of that.
Yeah.
Still got to build a proper railway in the garden, as I've been saying for many years. I had a temporary one built in the lockdown, but
Anybody who follows Andy Jones on social media during the summer months will have seen some of his little steam trains chuffing round his. You've got quite a sizable garden round the back of the house. You could put on quite a big layout, couldn't you?
Could. The only problem is it does slope uphill.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's the top of the garden or the bottom of the garden, but it's the higher up bit.
Yeah.
So railways don't like going up hills. 1 in 40 is steep on a railway.
Have you ever thought of doing one of these like mountain railways?
Like
that could get you.
Snowden?
Yes, you could get round that quite nicely by building a. Can you buy these mountain model railways?
I don't know, to be honest. I bet you probably can. You can in smaller gauges. I don't know about for outside, but
Yeah.
I'm sure it would have been done. It's bound to have been done.
Yeah.
Whatever you can think of, somebody will have done it. You can be sure of that. But so that's got to be done. I did a temporary railway. It was just an oval, but it was too far from the house and it wasn't very level.
Yeah.
And so that was it. It was a temporary one. So proper one's got to be built just out where we are now, just out the back here.
And that spins off from the fact one of the reasons you live in North Wales, though not at the moment, is you actually have a passion for the real old railways, the full-size ones, the ones you can go and ride around on.
I love them. It's great. We've got the Festiniog nearby, not that far away, and you've got the Welsh Highland, so we usually go on them every year, several times, not done it this year. And we've got the Llangollen, which is standard gauge. That's very good as well.
Yeah.
I like going on that a couple of times a year, but not this year.
It really is a shame what's happened, but it's like I said, the other passion, and we are surrounded by them where we're sat, clocks.
Yes. What it was, that many years ago, I wanted a long case clock, a grandfather clock. But they were always very expensive. But for some reason, a few years ago, brown furniture went out of fashion. I still love it. And so you could get clocks very cheap in the auction sale. And the first one, I'm not pointing to it on the radio, but it's just over to me.
It's like the famous snooker commentary. For those watching in black and white, the blue is the one next to the pink.
Yes. And there it is. It's just over there. I think I paid about 600 for that, and it's a Scottish one with a nice painted dial. It's an 8-day one, and it did work well. I haven't got it going again since I've bought 2 others since. And one was cheaper and one was more expensive, but they're all considerably more cheaper or less expensive than they were many years ago.
Yeah.
Certain ones are still big money. If it's a certain name,
Yeah.
and then from a certain place, then they will be big money.
Yeah.
But
it's one of those. It's like also like you have these. I'm not quite sure what they're called, but they're like this. They look like scaled down grandfather clocks. The smaller ones that like sit on a sideboard. What are they classed as? What are they called?
mantelpiece clocks.
Oh, mantelpiece
There's
clocks.
2 of them are German, and the one in the middle is could be French. It's one in the middle is a slate one, which I bought for my 60th birthday.
Oh right.
Yeah, so it does work.
Yeah. Right. And do they all share things in common with each other, for want of a better term? If you open one of the grandfather clocks, well, there's grandfather clocks and there's grandmother clocks, which are smaller versions, are they not?
They're smaller one. I've got 2 of them.
That's one thing I know about you, besides as a friend. You don't do singletons of anything, do you?
Not really, no.
No, Andy was sat there then wondering if there's anything he's bought that he only bought one of.
Well, the Austin and the Ride and the Land Rover, I suppose. But,
yeah, but they all fit a common mould, really, don't they?
Yeah. I've only got one wife.
Yeah.
Thank God for that.
That's Helen, by the way, who promised faithfully not to say a single word during the course of the interview. But she said that before in various things, and she always has to join in.
I do have quite a few cuckoo clocks.
You have a lot of cuckoo clocks. The other thing that we are sat near is it is a reproduction. It is not a proper one, but we have sat in your conservatory a full-sized SO fuel pump. We have fuel cans. I mean, there is all sorts. I mean, the world of motoring and all that goes with it is endless, isn't it?
Oh, it is, and I love collecting the stuff, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, the fuel pump was an unusual one. It was originally at the auction, and it sold for about 400, and I didn't buy it. I thought I didn't want to pay that much when it wasn't real. And it turned up back at the auction about a month later, and I said, "Oh, it's the same one." I said, what happened to it? They said, well, the person that bought it thought it was a real one and was going to send it to Africa to pump petrol in a village or something. Then found out it wasn't real.
Yeah.
So I bought it for 140 quid. Very, very happy to get it.
It does exactly what it's meant to do. It looks like a fuel pump, and it's a lovely big illuminated globe on top of it. It's actually what you might call a standard lamp, really, in its own right.
It is, yeah. It looks lovely in the room, I think.
Yeah. And it's like we said. I mean, your passion for automobilia extends to the flower. You have teapots that look like fuel pumps and cars and all sorts of things. I mean, it is just endless. We have a very old vintage fire extinguisher that was technically designed to go into an old car. We have a salt and pepper set designed to look like a pair of petrol pumps. It really is endless, isn't it?
It is. There's racing car. There's the model Mercedes racing car transporter with a Mercedes on the top of it. Boxes of stuff you've not even seen up in the loft until I get the display cabinets ready to put them in.
Yeah.
The cabinet behind you there's a blower Bentley in there, sat on quite a cheap Triangle Land Rover and trailer. There's all sorts. I just love all this stuff.
I mean, where do you find all this gear?
Mixture of car boot sales, eBay, various antique shops and that sort of thing, really.
I suppose it makes buying presents for you quite easy, provided it has some tenuous links to motoring or steam trains. It'll do very nicely, thank you very much, won't it?
Well, it will. It's just a question of whether I've already got it or not. I have noticed as time goes by, I find it harder finding things in auctions and car boot sales that I haven't got.
Yeah. How do you remember what you've got?
I don't. I quite often buy something twice. But, the thing is, I think, where's all this stuff gone? I realise I've already bought it. Yeah. That's why I can't find it out there. I've already got it here.
I mean, lots of people who do what you do, buy and sell. I mean, you've definitely got the hang of the first bit, buy, but you've never quite got the hang of the second bit, sell.
No, I'm not over keen on selling. I mean, I've done car boot sales in the past, but the problem is you do a car boot sale and you have a price and no one wants to pay it usually. Yeah. Occasionally someone will come up and just buy it, which is great, but usually they don't want to pay.
I mean, wasn't your great achievement you sold somebody an electric drill that didn't work?
No, I don't remember that one.
I know.
There was the famous walkie-talkies.
Oh, that was it, yes. The walkie-talkies that didn't.
Well, they
You might talkie, you might walkie, but they didn't do the two together.
They did work, but the range was somewhat limited. It was not quite as good as shouting. I wouldn't do this now. This was a long, long time ago, about 30 years ago. And the chap said what he was going to do, he was going to walk round the field and he talked to me on it to see how good the range was. Well, I followed him round. And the trick was to get back to the stall before he did.
Yeah.
He bought them and he seemed happy with them. Never saw him again. We couldn't go back to that car boot for a while, but...
Now, of all the cars and all the clocks and everything else you've got, what is it you don't have? What is still lacking from the Jones the Car collection? Or Jones the Collector's collection?
What, real car-wise?
Well, real car-wise...
It'd have to be a vintage Bentley.
Yeah.
but they're big money.
Yeah.
And I can't really justify it. I mean, you're talking about 300 grand, aren't you?
At least.
And upwards. So
Yeah.
I can't justify it.
Yeah.
I'd love to, but you know, I think. Well, the Riley's great. I mean, I've got the Riley at a fraction of the price, and the Austin. So you've got the pre-war motoring spirit there.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm happy with that really. But a blower Bentley would be nice.
Yeah.
I'm told they're even harder to change gear though.
Yes, I have driven vintage Bentley, and yes, Ettore Bugatti described the vintage Bentley. Of course, these were current production cars at the time as the world's fastest truck. When you are in them, they are big. They are serious pieces of machinery. Are the big vintage, the proper Walter Owen Bentleys,
Yeah.
serious pieces of machinery.
I love them. You stand next to them and you think, wow, this is just beautiful, isn't it? But I'll make the remodels of them, I think.
Yeah.
So, got to be sensible to some degree, haven't you? Not too sensible.
You've got to say not too sensible. It's like I said, when you come to the Jones residence, it's just fascinating what you see as you walk through it from the front door through to the conservatory in the back.
Exactly. I've even got my tame pet pigeon that lives in there. Got my tame pigeon. I got my model pub up there. That was an interesting one. That was about 15 quid at the local auction. It's a homemade model of a pub, complete with people stood outside it.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't...
You don't see that in Wales these days, do you?
No.
People stood outside a pub drinking.
I mean, I've got to make sure it's shut at 6 o'clock. And it can't serve alcohol.
No. And the problem is, because we're in Wales, there's no such thing as a Scotch egg.
No, I don't know what a Welsh egg looks like.
But, I mean, that's the other thing. When we were out about today, especially the Riley and the Austin, besides them bringing pleasure to you, bring pleasure. It's like you said, you take the show to them. Brings enormous pleasure to everybody who sees them. Everybody who walks up and talks to you wants to talk. I mean, we did say we might not say this, but earlier on today we nipped into Conway. We parked up to just do a quick errand, and when we came back, Mr. Salvage Hunter himself, Drew Pritchard, was looking at the Riley Gamecock. And what was his description of it? What a cool car.
Seriously cool car. Loved the colour of it, which is black and Old English white. Absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was great.
So it has the Drew Pritchard seal of approval, does your...
Most definitely.
Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, what made Andy truly smile was the fact he just looked at me and said, does that make it worth more?
Not that I'm selling it.
Not that you're selling it, no. I mean, that's the problem. Like we said, you don't sell anything. It's getting harder to get it. This house was designed for a lot of people to live in. Not that many can get in it now. But no, once again, Andy Jones, it's been a pleasure having you on the show. Thanks very much. Whenever Andy and I get together, we always have some entertaining motoring outings around North Wales. And North Wales, Lancashire and Yorkshire. So, but once again, Andy Jones, thanks very much for joining me on the Backseat Driver Radio Show.
Thank you very much for having me. It's been a pleasure.
Rarely beaten on price, never beaten on service. Whether it's cars, bikes or commercials, Hodder Tyres are the best in the business. And when it comes to tyre expertise and advice to supplying the correct tyres for your vehicle's specific requirements, nobody comes close to David Lakin and the Hodder Tyres team. So give them a call on 01200 613 192 or visit the website at hoddertyres.co.uk.